You can just imagine how much this entire thing weighs, but when it fell on top of the house, it only damaged a few shingles. The flames were too hot for them to go inside, so instead they battled the fire from the outside. Officials are calling this another successful operation. The Coast Guard is flying as low as 500 feet above the water, and they're looking for any signs of life. People are donating a trunk full of items, everything from baby diapers to food to clothes. The water rose just about 2 feet here in San Francisco when the tsunami first hit. Governor Brown unveiled his 12-point pension plan here at the Capitol today, but already it's being met with a lot of criticism. This Vallejo neighborhood is blocked off right now as multiple agencies search for that suspect. This is a device installed in the back of the car that detects the gas leaks. The owners believe it was the surveillance video that was posted on KCRA and different outlets like Facebook that led the criminals to bring the animals back. Outside Joseph Beeler's home, signs are posted on the lawn in the garage welcoming home Bubba. That's what the grandkids like to call him.
The whole family was out there and greeting me, giving me hugs and kisses, which I needed desperately.
Beeler came home last night after being gone on what was supposed to be a fun-filled trip with a group of Bay Area men who all love to fish. But a day into the trip, an unrelenting storm took a hold of their ship.
There was like 15-foot breakers coming over the side of the boat, and so everything was filling up with water. The crew were presently pumping out the engine room.
Beeler said the captain of the ship never called for help. Instead, he was seen taking off with a life jacket. What happened next, Beeler could only relate to the famous scene in the Titanic.
That's the first thought you had, too, because there were scenes in Titanic that things you would do, you know, like try and grab something to float, but it was fortunate the water was warm.
Beeler swam in the dark and found a cushion, then an ice chest, and eventually a ponga boat to climb into. We took an exclusive ride with the Coast Guard yesterday during their search of the Sea of Cortez where the boat sank. Beeler and 10 others were adrift in these waters for more than 14 hours before they finally made it to shore.
I don't know that I can explain it in so many words. It's a blessing from God that he's here.
Beeler is still coming to grips with the surreal experience.
I don't know what to say. I'm just glad to be home with my wife and family.
Total and complete care.
For the past 2 decades, Linda has been taking care of her husband who has multiple sclerosis.
If we hadn't had in-home supportive services, we wouldn't be here today. I don't know where we'd be.
Linda gets paid by the state to be Bill's caretaker, but under Governor Brown's revised budget plan, she learned her hours and pay could get slashed. The Health and Human Services Network of California breaks down the cuts. In-home supportive services could face a $225 million cut. CalWorks faces an $880 million cut. Medi-Cal a $1.2 billion cut, and child care services could be cut $453 million.
So I'm just very concerned about families and children and elderly people who do need those services.
Chris Applegate is a director of community services agencies in Stanislaus County, where 1 in 3 people rely on some type of assistance.
It's going to be an impact very much to the poorest and the most low income in our area.
Linda says she uses her salary for basic necessities, mostly covering Bill's medical needs.
We have to pay for electricity. We have to pay for insurance. So what do we cut out? Do we give up our car and not go anywhere?
The Whites fear Bill may end up in a nursing home, but even then, Linda says there's a wait list, and that's simply not an option for them. This is undercover video shot by the California Department of Justice in 2008, showing illegal horse racing in the Central Valley. Officials said in this case the horses were being injected with drugs, and the jockeys and horses participating in these races were competing in legal ones too. As a result of the investigation, 4 people were arrested and convicted. 2 months ago, Live Copter 3 shot this video of horse races taking place in rural Stanislaus County. We showed our video to Stanislaus County Sheriff Adam Christensen. He said neither race had a permit and his office is launching an investigation. Today we took our video to the state capitol to State Senator Anthony Cannella, who represents this part of Stanislaus County.
Looking at the video, it was shocking to see people intermingling. I don't see a lot of crowd control. People could get in the way of the horse. Many people could be injured. Not to mention the animals and what could happen to the animals. So I think it's a very important case, and I think we should prioritize looking into it.
We got a similar reaction from another Stanislaus County lawmaker, Assemblyman Bill Berryhill. Berryhill says budget cuts are the biggest challenge when it comes to enforcing these type of activities, but adds that this cannot go unnoticed.
The sheriff has so many other issues he's trying to deal with this whole realignment that you can only spread yourself so thin. And so I know he will be focused on this, and like I say, he'll be keeping me in the loop. I'm quite confident of that.
Tonight, our report is also drawing reaction from animal rights advocates.
Oh my gosh.
Janine Etheridge and Laura Hanley are with a group that looks out for abused and neglected horses.
How are they not catching this? I don't understand.
There's good ways of racing, and then there's this. This is not the way to do it.
Congratulations to you for bringing this out for people to see, because I don't think many people know about it, quite frankly.